Time to bring the bass back.
Mix is the beat of our culture. Your music.
I thank God for the opportunity to make music and for that music to be on a platform for people to come out and love.
Your stories.
It's gold for the Philippines.
The next generation of creators, artists, and filmmakers.
We bring you the latest and greatest impacting people from our community.
Spotlighting inspiring content from Generation Mix.
It's just a true honor to be able to do this, especially with all the great Filipino talent here.
Discover fresh artists first from around the world. Uniquely Filipino.
Step back three. He has got that.
Mix is the beat of our culture.
Hey guys, it's VJ Sam with 2Ms and welcome to this MYXclusive interview today. I am so excited because we are joined by Ellie Goulding.
Yay! Woo, woo, woo.
Yes, thank you for the energy. Thank you so much for joining us as well. How are you feeling today, Ellie?
It's going to say it's still quite early-ish. I was up pretty early. Yeah, I'm feeling good. And to be honest, my main thing is I'm just excited to perform these songs on tour. You know, it's not the kind of album where it's super deep and personal. So it's just an album where I can really have fun, enjoy myself. And it's what I really need, like post, you know, becoming a mum, post pandemic, and just feeling like I can just go and have a good time. And it sounds really basic, but it's kind of what I really crave at the moment, and love performing the songs. I already did a couple of shows with them just to test them out. And yeah, so I'm just looking forward to just having fun, honestly.
And I don't think that's basic at all. I feel like putting out an album, going on tour is not something that everybody can do. So we're very excited that you're going to be able to do that very soon, especially after everything that we kind of all went through in the last couple of years. It's been a little bit crazy, but like I said, I'm very, very excited about the fact that you're going to be putting out your much awaited 5th album, which is Higher Than Heaven. So how does it feel? Like that's already 5 albums out coming in April.
I feel old. No, I feel like
not at all.
Yeah, I feel like it's, you know, pretty cool achievement for me. I didn't expect to even make one album back then, you know, before I signed my record deal. So it feels like a pretty big achievement to get to this place. And you know, I released my last album during lockdown, and it was a bit anticlimactic because I didn't really get to go on tour. I didn't get to you know, really feel like I could breathe the life into those songs, which were very deep and very, you know, like personal to me. So it's just, you know, that was quite disappointing because I really didn't get to experience that and didn't get to see my fans, you know, so it felt like I'd lost the connection there. So then to come back with this album and to just, you know, be with all my fans in a room, and it's just like a feeling like no other, and I'll never take that for granted.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us will never take those things for granted anymore, especially obviously after everything like live shows. I think a lot of us, we all miss it, and we're so excited that you're going to be getting back out on the road and obviously playing the new album for everybody. And you did say a while ago, like you didn't imagine that you would be able to even make one album, and now you're going to be celebrating 5 albums. So what do you think was like the secret to you and, you know, the longevity of the music that you've created for all of us, especially with a new album?
Yeah, I don't know what the secret is. I mean, I think the secret, the number one like key to longevity for an artist is to always be, you know, authentic and make what you want to make. I love making pop records. It's like a hobby to me as well as a job. It's like something that I you know, because I could be making classical music, I could be making electronic music. There are so many ways I can use my voice, and I've always been lucky enough to do that. But pop is kind of where I always end up because it just brings me so much happiness. And so I think that has been like the number one thing, to always like follow my instincts and do what I want to do. But then I don't know, it takes a lot of like stamina and a lot of like positive kind of energy to like keep up with the touring and keep up with the I mean, like you're constantly putting yourself out there, constantly writing new music, and just it feels like I don't know, like it's always been kind of challenging to keep up with every single aspect of my job. But but you know, I love it, and I love touring, I love performing, and you know, the challenges are just part of the whole kind of package. And without those things, you know, I don't think I'd be a good writer. I think I've always been inspired by like my childhood and my teenage years, and like falling in love every 5 minutes. So I don't know. I mean, I think it really helped. This sounds crazy, but it's really helped to stay fit, because every time I go for a run, I feel like the blood has like reinvigorated my thoughts and my, you know, my writing and my inspiration. And then also it's kept me fit to just tour for like years. So I owe a lot to like running and like exercising, believe it or not.
Yeah, stamina in many different aspects of life, I think, is the secret to not just like the music and the career, but I think just in life in general. So that's a good tip, I feel like, for everybody. And you did mention that, you know, you love to create pop music, which is, you know, like we can feel that you have so much fun when you create your music. And when I heard By the End of the Night, I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what it feels like. I feel like if it had like, if I was in a movie, like those dance montages with the dance floor, By the End of the Night would be playing in the background. You know what I mean? So
I think of like,
I feel like
I think of someone just dancing, completely losing themselves in the moment, or I imagine
exactly
like running, like someone just like running down a beach or something. Yeah, it's so good when you hear a song. I feel like when you've got a good song, you can place it straight in a movie or place it straight in a scene, you know, and the fact that your brain can just like come up with that's when you know that you're onto something good.
For sure. And that's how I felt when I heard it. And I'm sure a lot of people felt that as well. But can you tell us a little bit more about the story behind the song By the End of the Night?
Well, honestly, the track just came from Cos, who I worked with for a long time. You know, he was kind of fresh off doing the Dua Lipa album, which I thought was fantastic. And he said, look, I've got this song. It's kind of, I don't know if it's like very you, but you know, let's like have a listen and see what you think. And I heard it and was like, what do you mean it's not very me? Like, this is like, I'm all about this new energy.
Yeah.
And I love 80s music, and I love the synths, and I love the drums. And it just reminded me of Flashdance, which I used to like, it was like a guilty pleasure. And yeah, and so and I just loved the chorus. I thought it sounded like, felt like a very kind of sensual but like positive, uplifting, like love song, you know, that you could like literally just like put at the end of a movie. And I love that. So like I recorded it, and then it just sounded all instantly like my song. That's another thing. Sometimes I record music and I listen back and I'm like, that just doesn't sound like me. It doesn't feel like it's kind of connected with me. You know, sometimes my voice just sits on top of a track, and other times it just like weaves itself in there. And this was one of those songs, you know.
Yeah, and we can feel it in the way that you know, like express everything in By the End of the Night. And I love that you said Flashdance. That's exactly what I was thinking about when I first heard the song. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. So it was like my own Flashdance moment, but in my room, obviously. But I mean, I love the track, and I'm sure a lot of people love it too, which makes us very excited for Higher Than Heaven. It's just a sneak peek to what the whole album is going to be like. So can you tell us more about what we can expect from Higher Than Heaven?
It's basically just like, I'd say it's like an anthemic kind of album, because these songs are anthems to like independence, but also to like first love, to feeling like infatuated, feeling just like you're on this kind of weird spiritual journey of like happiness and joy. But it's also just like a love letter to like great pop music. You know, I grew up listening to everything from like I don't know, like Janet Jackson through to like Joni Mitchell's, and then, you know, in between, like a lot of R&B, a lot of electronic music. There was, you know, such a big dance music phase when I was young, and so it's I mean, like I'd say By the End of the Night is the most sort of upbeat song on the album, but then other favorites are like Higher Than Heaven, excuse me, like a Savior. You know, it's kind of like ABBA inspired as well, like a bit of ABBA in there. You know, and even like The Weeknd and like Taylor Swift, and there's so many artists that inspire me, so it's all thrown in there. basically.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. And the fact that you said by the end of the night is the most upbeat song off the album, that makes me very interested and curious to hear the rest of the album. But before I let you go, Ellie, do you have a message to all of your Filipino fans who are so excited with the new music and also can't wait for the time that you get to visit us finally in the
Yes,
Philippines?
I just want to say thank you so much for being the most patient fans in the world. I can't wait to be there performing for you guys, you know, the songs from the new album, but also a couple of songs from Brightest Blue. I'm happy to take requests. And then obviously I have, you know, you guys have been fans for, some of you have been fans for a long time. So I'll be playing songs from the very beginning. And I mean, it's going to be very hard to choose, but we'll make it work. It's going to be a long set.
Yes, we're very excited, and I'm hyping the show whenever that is going to be. It's going to be amazing, so we can't wait.
Thank you. Well, I hope
till
to
you get to
see you
visit
there.
us. Yes, definitely. And thank you so much, Ellie, for hanging out with me here
Yeah, I
today.
appreciate it.
was
Thank
great
you for
chatting with
having me. It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you.